You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5. Welcome back to the weekly news bulletin here on the Betoota Advocate. Thank you for joining us. I'm Clancy Overell, joined by Wendell, Hussey and Effie, Bateman. How are the two of yous?
Really, really good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Certainly much better than Errol Parker. I think he's, day 8 now? He's somewhere off the coast of Fiji, I believe. New girlfriend talked him into a cruise. Just out of gastro, and I think from the messages that he was sending through in that work Slack, maybe COVID might be next for him. And he's got another 14 or 15 days still on the ship, so really exciting times for Errol.
He'll be testing negative by the time he gets off anyway, which is good news for us.
Lovely holiday. How are you, Clancy? You well?
I'm well, mate. I'm well. I'm doing all right. I'm about to go in, obviously, this evening for some major surgery on my hip, so I'll probably be out of action for a little while, listeners. But yeah, other than that, doing well. It's actually a replacement.
They make them better than the new ones now.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Apparently, I'll be able to play polo cross again and maybe get back into some mixed martial arts once I've healed, is what I'm being told. But yeah, other than that, great. I'll be going under anaesthetic in about 3 hours, and I've obviously had to avoid water and the like for the last 12 hours. So it should be good. I can't wait to have the most beautiful feeling
in the world, that 5 to 10 seconds.
I can't wait to have a schooner when I come out.
Yeah. That'll also
I'll be going straight to the pub. So, what's in the news at the moment? Effie, Bateman?
All right, so starting off, and a new trend has swept across New South Wales where people who did nothing wrong suddenly resign.
Yes, it's been a hell of a week down in Sydney. Hell of a couple of months or years, really, when you actually think about it. Scientists have now identified this weird trend where leaders and notable New South Wales state politicians just resign from their roles for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Yes, that's right. This trend tends to involve people who are completely and totally innocent, and they're leaving their jobs for no real reason at all. Stuart Ayres was the deputy leader of New South Wales, to jump on the latest and hottest new trend, which may have originated on TikTok potentially.
Yes, I think it was early days TikTok. And look, if you don't pay attention to New South Wales state politics because you don't have rocks in your head, the others jumping on board have been the likes of John Barilaro, the former leader of the Nats, and Gladys Berejiklian, the state's former premier, as well as Barry O'Farrell, another one of the state's former premiers. The list actually goes on and on.
Well, you know, Mike Baird, arguably, Family Matters. Yep. I think his daughter was getting married, so he didn't want to be premier anymore.
Yeah. So we could go for another 10 or 15 minutes with those New South Wales state leaders, so we won't bore you. We'll move on. What's next?
Right, so speaking of doing nothing wrong, Qantas has been urged to consider a new radical proposal, hiring some permanent fucking staff.
Yes, one of the most innovative and left-field suggestions we've seen to solving the issues affecting the airline industry. Basically, this new report is calling for Qantas and their subsidiary Jetstar to rehire the thousands of specifically trained permanent employees they either sacked or laid off work over the last couple of years under the guise of the pandemic.
It's a crazy idea. As you're probably aware, airports are more chaotic now than the fish markets on the morning of a Good Friday, with Qantas seeking to blame their issues on staff shortages, despite the fact that they got given $2 billion by the federal government over the last 2 years. I had a lot of comments on that story, a lot of frustrated travellers, I think, but some of the good ones you've pulled out, I believe, Effie?
We've got one from Rob Ranagella, who said, I hear the execs will be on baggage handling duties for 3 months, but working from home. And a Simon Taylor, who said, outsourced a CEO position to labour hire. They couldn't do a worse job.
Oh, they're fired up.
And up next with some pop culture news, and recently single Pete Davidson is reportedly already rooting both Cher and Susan Sarandon.
Certainly getting straight back onto the market. US tabloids are in overdrive this week as entertainment reporters rush to get the scoop on which absolute smoke show Pete Davidson has landed as a rebound after his relationship with Kim Kardashian came to an end. Fans of both comedy and TV shows about rich people doing nothing had long believed that the relationship wouldn't actually last between the pair, mostly because of the stuff going on with Kanye West and the fact that Pete Davidson does not appear ready to take on 4 stepkids, as well as Kris Jenner, Clancy.
Yes, he's taken no time to move on, young Petey. Sticking to the mature-aged single mother dating pool, he's apparently already making sweet, tender love to the 76-year-old Cher and 75-year-old Susan Sarandon. Certainly no mucking around there from Purple Patch Pete there.
Good on him. And lastly, an old Kelpie with digestive issues is devastated after Ricky Stewart compares him to Jamin Salmon.
Yes, this was the side of this week's biggest NRL scandal that the mainstream media refused to touch. Ricky Stewart caused all sorts of headlines this week by spraying Penrith Panthers player Jamin Salmon over the weekend. While many of the journos focused on the history between Stewart and Salmon, one of our very own here in Betoota got caught up in the war of words.
Yeah, poor old Butch, a 12-year-old Kelpie who has some severe incontinence issues, says he's been devastated by the fact that he's been used as a cheap joke by the rugby league coach. Speaking to us through editor-at-large Errol Parker's clairvoyant stepdaughter, Butch barked, "You think I like leaving sloppy shits all over the back garden? It's enough of a cross to bear, let alone having to be made the punchline of a sledge for Ricky Stewart."
It really, really makes you think about how hurtful words like weak-gutted dog really are when you hear Butch's story, and hopefully we can all improve and we can do better.
Yeah, hopefully Butch got a nice steak or something like that to cheer him up rather than the dry kibble.
Yeah, maybe use some spaghetti bolognese mince with pasta. That's what I feed my dog. He likes it, and sometimes chocolate at Easter.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, hopefully Butch got treated. Anyway, I think that's all we've got for this week, Effie.
Yep, that's what we got. See you later, and enjoy your weekend.
Hooroo!